Hello, folks, and welcome to Seeker Gaming. And yes, I know it's been a while since the last time I uploaded a YouTube video, but I moved. So now I have my own little streaming room here. We're moving into a 3-bedroom. So let me give you a quick update about what's going on with the channel, and then we'll move on to the device that I'm going to be reviewing today. So, like I said, I moved. So I have my own streaming room now. I'm also doing the Mad Vapes videos from here too, which is why you see the black backdrop. I've kind of just been leaving it up. I kind of like it up even when I'm streaming. So I'm working on getting a green screen, hopefully some more production value. Still working on some logistics. It is kind of a small room. I'm going to need to get lighting, which is really going to take up quite a bit of the room around me. I did get a blackout curtain for this window that's here so it doesn't mess with the lighting during the day. So yeah, I'm going to have to deal with where to put these lights. I need to get a green screen that fits. There's actually a wall right behind this backdrop right here. And if I keep the door closed to fit that really big green screen, it's going to get super warm in here. I'm going to have lights all over the place that are super warm in an enclosed room. And surprisingly, you would think that it would get warmer in the summer, but actually in the winter when the heat is on, that's when it gets really warm in here. When the air conditioning kicks on and starts kicking cool air in, it's not so bad. But yeah, so hopefully you're going to see some more production value on both Twitch and YouTube in the future and ongoing. I'm going to go back to trying to do vlogs again. I'm going to try to get my hands on new products that haven't come out yet to do reviews on. This is the first of hopefully many. And yeah, that's it. What else can I say? I know it's been a while, but everything's fine. Better than ever, in fact. It's kind of nice having this little streaming room now. You won't see my living room in the background, so it's cool. That is the update. Hopefully we're going to be doing vlogs and reviews very regularly. So please share, like, comment, subscribe, get involved any way you can, and check me out on Twitch if you're a gamer. If you're a vapor and a gamer, even better. So what are we reviewing today? It's going to be the Summa from Artery Vapor. This is unreleased, but as far as I know, this is the final revision of it. And it's a knee box. It's really similar to a knee box, only better. It's definitely better than the knee box. The question you're probably wondering right off the bat, does it leak? No, it does not. I've left this in every position for up to a week, and it has not leaked whatsoever, not at all. So that's the first major plus over the knee box. It's also built way better. It's got some heft to it. It's a little bit weighty, so that's also really nice. So let's get into how it works. First and foremost, it is full right now, but the way you fill it, let me get my focus. Let me get all up in focus. The way you're going to fill it is you just unscrew this right here. Hold on. It's a little tight at first. It's not crunchy. It's just a little tight, but it loosens up real easy. So that just comes right out, and you just literally dump your liquid right in. You don't even need to use the dropper if you have a glass dropper bottle. You can literally just dump your liquid in, and you can see how far it comes up on the side here. This is a glass tube on the inside. Just be careful when I show you in a minute. It has a giant replaceable coil, so it takes a little bit for it to fill up to here, but once it gets to here, to the big part of the coil, it fills up really fast. I actually overfilled this the first time, and I was kind of confused. I thought maybe the air pressure was keeping it from going down the holes. No, it was actually full, because what happens is you put all your liquid in there, and then it takes, 3 to 5 seconds for it to run down the side, and you actually see your liquid level start to rise. So if you're not prepared for that, you might overfill, but not a big deal. And I just dripped on my keyboard. So anyway, if you want to replace the glass piece, and it does come with a replacement glass piece, you unscrew this metal part right here. And you just pull it out, and then the glass piece comes with it. I would not recommend doing that with a full tank. Oh God, it's coming out of the drip tip. Give me a second. It is just running out of the drift tip there. Sorry, I'm out of focus. Anywho, like any mod, storing it upside down is probably not ideal. I don't know why you would, but don't. You may get a little bit of leakage that way. Sorry, I know I just said it didn't leak. I have never had a mod that didn't start dripping out of the drip tip if you held it upside down long enough. So there's that. It's a glass tank, like I said. You fill it from the bottom. It takes an 18650 battery. I don't have a coin. I do not have a coin. Anyway, you unscrew this part. I don't need to focus for that. Unscrew that part right there. It's just a little cap. It goes positive side up. Screw it back in, and you're good to go. Same coil. So the airflow is actually up top here. So no matter how you hold it, you're not going to be blocking your airflow. To tell you the truth, I don't know where the airflow is actually coming from, but I can tell you that when you pull through, you kind of feel a little wind on your lips. It's kind of strange, but it's nice. I kind of like it, oddly enough. This is also where you adjust your airflow. So if you take this part and just turn it, it'll kind of turn freely, and you'll feel it stop there and then stop there. So this is all the way closed, and it is tight. It is tight enough to where this is where I would mouth to lung it. I don't mouth to lung very often. When I do, for some reason I like a really tight draw. This is one of the few devices that's actually tight enough for that. I don't know why. I can't explain it. I like a really tight mouth to lung. However, I wouldn't recommend it. So all the way open, you just take this and turn it back until it stops. And it has a good amount of airflow. If you like a lot of vapor, you might want to carb it, you know, pull air through the corner of your mouth. Personally, I don't, because when I don't do that, I get better flavor. And the flavor is actually really good. There's no break-in time with these coils that I can detect, as long as you let it sit long enough or prime the coil or something like that. But you don't carb it, it's fine. And you get some really good flavor. It's actually a pretty smooth airflow. Every now and then it gets a little bit gurgly. You might have just heard it there. I think that was from me holding it upside down and it kind of getting into that chamber, which is a long chamber. You'll see that in a minute. But I haven't gotten any spit back out of the mouthpiece. I think this whole thing is long enough so that actually getting extra liquid to pull all the way up that long chamber just doesn't happen. And the vapor hasn't condensed in the drip tip. This is the drip tip that it comes with. It comes on a few other devices as well. I can't get it off. My hands are slippery. Hold on. It is pretty tight in there. There we go. So you've probably seen this drip tip before somewhere. It's got the double O-ring. It's got Delrin on the bottom, and it's stainless steel up top. It's a wide bore-ish. It's even got a pretty wide hole at the bottom that's not going to restrict your airflow too much. Anywho, the coils. Right where you adjusted the airflow, you're basically going to close your airflow till it stops and then keep going. Oh God, if my fingers weren't so slippery. All right, there we go. We got it. Just going to unscrew that and then pull this whole thing out. Now, technically you could fill it up here too, but it would be kind of like the Cubis where there's no fill line, but you would have to fill it like halfway and account for the displacement. And this whole bottom piece is your coil. I'll show you a coil that's dry in a minute so I don't have to get my fingers all wet. But you replace that part and you can see that there's two good sized airflow or juice flow holes on the side there. And it is kind of modeled after the Cubis, I think, a little bit, because your airflow comes from the top, goes down through the chamber, and then up again to your mouth hole. So yeah, it doesn't leak out the bottom. It's not a cup like the Cubis is, because you saw me take the bottom off to fill it. But it's similar. It's similar in the sense that that's how the coil is built. I'll show you what a coil looks like right now. These ones are, I don't think these are the final version because they're not marked. So here you go. This is the big giant coil that it comes with. You can see the airflow on the side there. It's a vertical coil design. You got your juice flow on the bottom. You got your contact right there. So it's kind of like a standard vertical coil within this chamber, this metal thing that's made for top to bottom airflow. And it's a cotton wick. So that's what the coil looks like. It's pretty big. The nice thing is, it comes with a charger, USB charger, so you can charge your battery internally if you want, if you so desire. You get some replacement assorted O-rings, and you will get this replacement glass. It's still in the plastic. But remember how I said to replace the glass before? Well, it also comes with a replacement glass just in case you break the glass that's in there. So let's go into how to use it. 5 clicks on and off. Goodbye. Focus in. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 clicks on and off. Artery. And then it brings you to this screen. Now, if you hold, I believe it's any 2 buttons at the same time. No, that was the nugget. So this one you hit plus and minus at the same time, and it brings you to the menu. So you scroll through with the plus and minus buttons, and you select with the fire button. So you got work mode setting, temperature system, DC power limit setting, hands mode setting, auto off time setting, system software updating, and software version, and exit, which brings you back to this screen. So you got your wattage, which adjusts in 1 watt increments. You've got your resistance, your output voltage, PM for power mode, and a battery life indicator. Work mode setting, you're going to be able to do nickel temperature mode, titanium temperature mode, wattage mode, and voltage mode. It still does variable voltage, which, I mean, it doesn't take away from the mod. It's kind of nifty that it's there, but no reason to really use that, I don't think. So we're just going to stick with power mode. Temperature system, this is just changing between Fahrenheit and Celsius. I want to keep it on Fahrenheit. Whoops. Next is going to be TC power limit setting. So this is the wattage you want it to fire at. When you're in temperature control mode, it goes up to 70 watts. I always keep it at the maximum because temperature mode shouldn't let it burn anyway. Next, hand mode setting. This is just going to flip your screen over. I'm going to keep it on write mode, but if you wanted to flip the screen over, that's where you would do it. Auto off time setting. This is how long it is before the device turns itself off. Anywhere from 10 minutes to 60 minutes, no, 90 minutes, and then off. If you keep it off, beware. If you set this down, it will drain your battery. I keep it on 60 minutes. I generally, if I'm using a mod consistently, I don't turn it off, or if I don't use it within 60 minutes, then I'm okay with picking it up and having to turn it on again. We'll get back to that in a minute. System software updating. If they come out with a firmware update, this is where you would update it. Booting, waiting for update. At this point, you would do whatever on your computer to get the update going. This just timed out. It says power off, so it's just going to power off. Then I'm going to have to turn it back on again. And the last is just what version you have if you want to check. And then exit goes back to the menu. So yeah, like I said, I've left it to see if it would leak, like the knee box, while it's just, sitting there. And I had auto time out. I had that on off. And every time I came back to it after like a day, the battery was dead. So I would not recommend turning that off. I don't know. It's kind of up to you. I mean, it's just an option. It's not a big deal because it is an option. The only thing that I don't like about devices that turn off is a lot of them do it too fast. A lot of SMY mods, the God 180S and stuff, they used to do that. You used to put it down for just a minute, and the next time you go to hit it, it's off, and you got to turn it back on, and then it was just kind of a pain in the ass. So I'm glad that it's an option that you can turn off. As for killing battery life, I mean, it's kind of a necessary evil, I guess. It doesn't really turn off. It kind of goes idle. Sometimes you have to click it 5 times. I still got to play with it a little bit. In any case, it's not that big of a deal. It's an option, so it's not set one way or the other. Do whatever you want with it. Just be aware that if you turn it off, the auto off time setting, and you let it sit for a while, it may kill your battery. Luckily, the batteries are swappable if you have one on the charger. So this is going to go all the way up to 70 watts. I've been using it at 50 watts with the coil that came with it. Right now, it's reading at 0.61. I've had it read down as far as 0.55, so I'm going to go ahead and say this is probably stainless steel. I believe this is a stainless steel coil, not intended for temp control. It does not say what this other coil is. I haven't used it. It may be a temp control coil. We could try it. It does do temp control, so it's got to come with a temp control coil at some point, either a titanium or a stainless steel. No rebuildable section yet. I would expect that to be on the way as well. But as far as how it feels really good in the hand. And like I said, it's weighty. It's made of some kind of metal. The only thing that, and this is just me, at the top here, it's kind of glossy. I don't know if I can get this to reflect the light. Ah, there you go. So you can see it's kind of not a fingerprint magnet. It's a beard oil magnet. Because every time I go to vape it, it touches my beard. And whatever I put in my beard kind of smears the shit out of that glossy screen. So if you don't have a beard, you don't have to worry about it. Or you can just hold it in a different direction. You can even trigger it if you want. Got a little bit of juice there. That's the first time I vaped it since I put that thing back in. So yeah, it's got a few quirks. I will admit it has a few quirks, like like any tank. If you open it up for too long and you break the pressure seal, what have you, you may get some gurgliness. If you use it as intended and you're not doing a video review, right, I wouldn't expect that to happen. This is the first time that's ever happened to me. And that's because I opened the bottom, I opened the top. I showed you the coil for too long, I guess. It should clear itself out pretty fast, though. Yeah, so the vape quality is really good. You get pretty good clouds off it. It's warm. It just jumped up to 0.63, so yeah, I think this is stainless steel. It has internal charging. If you want, it's firmware upgradable. You can swap your battery out. It takes an 18650 battery. Screen is really straightforward, really clear, really easy to see, use, etc. No rattly buttons. Buttons feel nice to click. What else? The top airflow is kind of cool. Your hand doesn't block the airflow in any way, even if you put your finger on the bottom there and you hold it like that. Doesn't block your airflow. It is adjustable airflow. The way I think of it, it's just a nicer version of the knee box. So if you like the knee box, but you didn't like how it leaked all over the place when you left it for too long, this is definitely an option. Oh, and then another thing you probably saw when I went close up, this little thing here, I dropped it. And hit the corner of my desk, and it kind of chipped off. So yeah, the finish might chip off if you drop it. Try not to drop it. And yeah, so that's the Summa from Artery Vapor. This is just a first look. I guess it was a full review. Like I said, I don't have 100% confirmation that this is the final version, but I do believe it is. I think these will ship within the next few weeks. Did I forget anything? I don't think I did. I think that's it. So let's vape it one more time. Anywho, if you pick up a battery and some juice, I don't see why this isn't a perfectly viable starter kit. You can mount the lung comfortably. You can lung hit comfortably. It does temp control. It does up to 70 watts. It's a good device. And like I said, you got to compare it to the knee box. You just have to. It's very, very similar. However, I do think it's better in just about every way. I think the flavor's better. The airflow is a little bit better. It's adjustable. It doesn't leak. It feels better in the hand, and it's easier to fill. So I think that's it for today. We'll do one more vape. And there you have it. If you like the video, please consider subscribing by clicking on the subscribe button down below or giving a thumbs up. It's the button down below. It looks like a thumbs up. And if you didn't like it, give me a thumbs down. It's going to make me cry, but I'd rather have your honest opinion. I also stream on Twitch 5 days a week playing video games, really into the Division right now. So if you want to come out, hang out, vape out, it's over at twitch.tv/seeker127. It'll be a good time. Please consider following over there, subscribing over there too if you'd like. And yeah, like I said, hopefully there's going to be more content right here on the Seeker127 gaming channel for both vaping, vlogs, and I'm going to try to do some gaming videos. They're just so much work to get one of those videos out. But I might do one on the Division pretty soon here. So that's enough rambling. Thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you next time on Seeker Gaming.